Everyone, I'm back and I wanted to show you, this is my drawing. I've inked everything that I wanted to ink. If you look at it, you can see that the bottle brush flowers are not inked, only the center parts. That's because I chose not to ink them, because I want the colors to stand out so much. If I want to go back later, I can add it, but right now it's not. You have bees, you have the hummingbirds. I've also erased all the pencil when I'm done. Erasers that I like to use are the white ones. This one here works really, really well. I've had it forever and ever. It's from Spain. But any of these white type ones, and then I know for those people who don't make mistakes, you really need this part because you don't understand how to use them or what they are. But the clicker style white ones are also very good, like this. Here, let me see. This little guy, yeah. And they're not that expensive, you see. Ooh, I recommend really checking the end. This one's really got some grunge on it because I used it on my pastel pencils. And then when I went to do this, it kind of was a mess. So make sure you clean it. And the other thing that works really good for brushing it off rather than my hand is a brush. Make sure it's nice and dry and has absolutely no grease or anything on it. And it gets into the little nooks and crannies very well and dusts all the particles off. So now you're ready to start doing your pencil work. I'm going to use the Inktense pencils that I showed you earlier. And we're going to start with the olive green color. And they call it leaf green in this set, and make sure you have a really decent sharp point. I use Power electric pencil sharpeners. I have some good ones I bring with me if I'm traveling somewhere and I'm drawing, but the electric ones work really well. So I'm going to start like on the leaves, okay? And I've already taken pictures of this the way it is, so now I can color it. It's like making your own color by number kind of thing. So these leaves, and don't go super dark with this stuff. It's gonna be darker towards the bottom and on the branches. So you're gonna kind of shade them as you fill them in. I'm not gonna just blindly fill in the entire leaf. I'm gonna kind of come through here and look at them. Say, okay, this one's going to be darker on the bottom. This one here, maybe down the center, it's going to be a little darker. And then this one here, this is the branch. It kind of comes along like this. And you're like, well, the branch isn't green. It's kind of a browny gray color. Yeah, but it's got green in it, I guarantee you. So you're going to see, and then you're going to go a little darker right here. And then it's going to kind of come out like this. And like in the little cranny here, it's going to be a little darker. So you're going to do this over this whole drawing. So yes, these take a while for me to do. They're not something I can do in 10 minutes. Like a painting, I can't go zoop zoop. These are a lot more labor intensive. And so that's why when I do sell one of these things, I have a tendency to ask a lot more for them because they take a long time. And people don't quite get that sometimes, but anyway. So you're going to come along here and be careful because sometimes you get so involved at looking at the spots that you forget about, and you'll color in the wrong area. It's really easy to do. So you're going to go through and color all the areas that you want to be dark. And then there's a lighter green. This is called apple green in this set. You're going to come in here. And this one you can do really light over a lot of different areas. Because it's going to be pretty bright when you add water to it. So keep that in mind. So just kind of come through here, and these new little leaves over here are going to be lighter. And then when we're going to do the flower, okay, the flowers, if you look, you see these little things here? Those are the bases of the, each one has like tiny little individual flowers, if you really look at them. Okay. And the stem itself is kind of here, and it's kind of green. And once you start working with these things, if you haven't used these pencils before, or watercolor pencils, or these, I recommend taking a piece of paper and kind of messing around with it and try putting down some different colors and layering it, and then getting it wet using a wet brush, or the brush that I use that has the little water built into it, either one, and see how it comes out. And now I have this red that we're going to use, and this one you want to make sure you have a really sharp point on this one, because you want it to be a fine line. So like right here, you're going to come out like this. See, that's how these little flowers come out, like this, on this bottle brush, each one. So you're going to keep doing that, and as it comes out, see, there's our happy little bee over here. And then there's some that are going to come out like this that you really can't see very well where they come from, but you know they're there. And don't worry about running over the bee right now too much. We're going to do him in a second here. So you're just going to keep doing this. And I usually do like 3 or 4, kind of overlap them. Just keep in mind that they kind of rotate around as they come out, okay? So just keep doing that. Just tick, 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 tick. So you gotta have the little music. And now the bee, I have this kind of yellowy color here. What do they call it? Sun yellow, but it's almost, it's deceiving. This end makes you think it's like a yellow ochre, but it's more of a bright yellow. So he's got like pollen on his little feet, his little legs right here. So we're going to do the bee. We're going to color in his little body with this yellow. But his whole body's not yellow. You're going, what are you doing? It's okay. I'm going to take this brown and we're going to go over him. Sorry about the filming. I'm filming with one hand and drawing with the other. It's high tech. I'm all high tech. So, and his little thorax is dark brown here. And then his little abdomen has these little stripes that run down, and then it's kind of dark here. Like this. Okay. Like that. See? Now he's a bee. And then his little wings are transparent, so you're going to see through them. So you're going to color these in like this. And don't throw too much color on there, because when you add water to it, believe me, it's going to go. So I just have dark brown. This is a really, really dark brown. They call it bark. Or, wait, they're from England. It should be bark. Okay. Then you can kind of do this with this and do a little bit on here so you can see where that other wing goes across. So that kind of shades it a little bit. So now he looks like a happy little bee. And you can also even add a little bit of dark brown in here. What? And dark brown down here where the stem is. So you're going to continue this all the way through this whole painting. And then this kind of teal color, they call teal green, surprising. If you add it to this very, very slightly, it will kind of give it a blue, gray, green color that some of these leaves are. They're not just straight green. Okay, so there you see how that's going to look. And so we're going to do this through the whole thing. Now when we get to the birds are different, okay, because the birds, I will probably do a different one here. I'm going to fill in the rest of this. I'm going to stop. I'm going to do the rest of this, and then I'm going to start the birds, and I will do that on a separate video so you can see how I do the little happy birds. So there you go. There's your happy little bottle brush with a happy little bee.